Hey guys, thank you for watching the live stream and thank you for joining our Discord. I'm now going to start answering all the questions from the after stream section of the Discord. Avery asked, do you like Steve Jobs or Tim Cook better? I get this a lot. I like both of them equally. I think they both have had an incredible influence in the tech industry. And considering Tim Cook had to fill the shoes of Steve Jobs, the most legendary entrepreneur in history, it says a lot about Tim Cook's ability as a CEO. I think he's done a great job. Technica Vivant said, are you an avid reader? No, I am not. Do you have a favorite book series? No, I do not. I'm more of a movie person. But when it comes to movies, I love Lord of the Rings, and I enjoyed Harry Potter a lot too. But I don't like the new Harry Potter movies. Ryan asked, how is your iPhone 11 Pro Max in your Apple clear case holding up after all the scratchgate or cracking of the case? My 11 Pro Max is in perfect condition, just like when I got it. And I actually haven't been using my clear case. I used it for a week and I kind of felt like it was making the phone too big, and I preferred just holding the phone without a case at all. And I haven't dropped it or anything. I haven't really scratched it, I don't think. So I haven't had any issues, and I really like using it without a case. I think since it's such a big phone, I always have a really good hold of it, and I don't really think a case is necessary for me. Deathlord said, I don't have an Apple Watch or AirPods, so which one would you recommend? Whenever people ask me for recommendations, they always say, what can you afford? And whatever you can afford, get that. So if you can afford the latest and greatest thing, then buy the AirPods Pro. If you can't afford AirPods Pro, get the AirPods 2. If you can't afford AirPods 2, even used, then get a used pair of original AirPods because they're pretty cheap nowadays. And the same goes for Apple Watch. I think the Series 4, if you can get that used, that's a good idea. I always recommend buying used. You can go to eBay, you can go to swappa.com and find a really good deal on Apple products. Titan said, what's your thoughts on the Apple Airport thing? Are you talking about Apple discontinuing their airport routers? I'm not sure what airport thing you're talking about, but it's disappointing, but I think it's the right move. I mean, Apple's trying to focus on the industries that really make them the most money, and the router business just probably wasn't doing much. KF Garnett said, do you pay to get extra stuff on Mario Kart Tour? No, I actually haven't paid for anything yet. Alex said, what do you think about Apple's overall product lineup currently? I think it's great. I think it's the strongest it's ever been. It's very focused. It makes sense. It makes sense in terms of how each product interacts with the other, and their services efforts make sense. So I think they have a very strong lineup. Alex C said, hey Greg, it's Pro Gamer 303. Hello. I was wondering, is the AirPods Pro worth $250? It depends. I mean, if you make a lot of money, it's probably worth it. If you don't have that much money, it may not be worth it. If you already have AirPods and you don't have that much money, I don't think it's worth it. Unless you're doing something like you're always riding on airplanes or you're always on a train, something that's loud and noisy, then maybe it might be worth it because of the noise cancellation. But if you have no reason for the noise cancellation, just stick with whatever you have now if you don't have that much money. DV in the Houseman said, what do you think of the iPhone SE 2? Well, it's not out yet. I've only read rumors. And it's interesting. It's supposed to be $400. It's supposed to have like an iPhone 8 design. I think it would do well. It's the Magic School Bus said, why do people keep questioning your sexuality? By the way, nice haircut. Thank you for the haircut. I get that question a lot. I'm not exactly sure why. Titan, what's your thoughts on the... Oh, yeah. Random Sora said, what do you think is the biggest thing iPhone is lacking? That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would say battery life, but since the iPhone 11 happened, Apple solved that issue. So I think the iPhone is very competitive now after this most recent update. Chungi said, how do you think of AirPods Pro? Watch my latest video, the unboxing and review of AirPods Pro, and you'll get like a very detailed opinion on it. But I love them. I wish the battery lasted longer, but I do really, really like them. I'm very impressed. Titanium Pro Max said, what do you think will happen to the iPod Touch? I think Apple will continue updating the iPod Touch maybe for a few more years. They might eventually discontinue it. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with that. Microwave said, do you think Apple will make a phone or iPad that folds like the Galaxy Fold? I think Apple's experimenting with it. If they come across some sort of execution that makes sense, they will pursue it. But if they don't find that it makes a functional sense, then I don't think we will see it. But I suspect they'll figure something out. Tim Apple said, should I buy Apple Watch Series 3 now? If you can afford the Apple Watch Series 3 new from Apple, you can buy it. Although I would recommend looking at the used market for the Series 4, because the Series 4 is a very significant upgrade over the Series 3. And if it's only like $50 or $100 more than a new Series 3, then I would recommend the Series 4. XTADR64-bit said, what do you think the weirdest Apple product is? Well, Apple, a long time ago, Apple introduced a Macintosh TV. It was a Macintosh that also had like a TV tuner, so you could like watch channels, live channels on your Mac computer. It didn't do very well at all. And that was when Steve Jobs was gone in the 90s. But that was a really weird product. Shiji Ma said, perhaps you could use Better Touch Tool with some custom presets. See if that improves your touch bar experience. By the way, you can call me Ma. Oh, that's right. You told me that before and I forgot. I apologize. Ma. Thank you, Ma. Yeah, I might try Better Touch Tool. The problem is I'm not as concerned with like the functionality as much as the touch bar goes away and then it becomes kind of useless or kind of inconvenient because I have to tap the touch bar and to wake it up and then tap the action that I wanted, which is kind of inconvenient. Casey Seibold, thank you. They said, I enjoyed the AirPod Pro video. Great job. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Mystery said, do you think Tim Cook is tired of people complaining about their products? And can I be a mod? I actually just had a conversation with our current mods. We have 4 moderators, and 4 moderators is enough. So we're not taking any moderators right now. I don't think Tim Cook really pays attention to all the hate because Apple has always been getting hate and criticism ever since the beginning. So I think you just kind of have to stay focused, stay positive. And I think that's what Tim Cook does, I imagine. Flame Lion said, my question is, do you think Apple will create a cellular service for iPhones? I don't think they will. Creating a cellular service is really a huge investment. Like you have to invest in sending satellites into space. And the infrastructure is hard. I don't think they would do that. Sheldon said, biggest thing you wish you could change about the tech community. I just wish everyone was a little bit more open-minded and less like on different teams. Like sometimes Apple users just totally hate Android users or something, and then Android users totally hate Apple users. I think we're so stupid or something. I just think that's immature, and I wish that wouldn't happen. Still looking for any questions. Looks like there's like a conversation going on in this thread. Brandon64 said, who do you want as DLC fighter in Smash Ultimate? I bought Super Smash Brothers. I haven't played it that much. I'm not that good at it. And there's already a lot of fighters. Like, there's a lot of fighters. So I have no idea who I would want them to add. Gook Fulgian said, do you like the new Airbuds? Yes, I do. And if you want to see, I'm assuming you mean the Airpods Pro. I do have like a long video review about that on my channel now. Daniel C said, how do you like the new Apple Mod logo? I like it a lot. It looks very sleek, very nice. I think it is a nice update. All right, those are all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream, for joining our Discord, for asking your questions. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will be doing this every Saturday, so don't miss it next week. Thank you guys so much.